the piano version without singing. I know that I will do. I know that I will do. I always feel a shining. I need it when it's not on me.
Oh, I don't know that.
I don't know the passcode. Daddy, I don't know the passcode.
00220, I think. Just like the other one.
Oh.
Is it? Let's see. We're gonna find it. It's gotta be somewhere.
There's no internet.
Look up to it.
It says it's connected, but your Safari says it's not connected.
There's not as many I know songs as I would have thought. If not, we can find something that works about those range and we can just practice with it. Too many of us. Ah, there you go.
Looking for my.
Not
Is it in our hymnal?
finding
Aaliyah?
it.
I don't know. I'm looking it up and it's not showing up on mine. Oh. I found the lyrics.
Hmm.
136. That's the website on the head.
Right. And it's called I Know.
I know there's different versions of it.
You know, there are so many versions of hymns, which is beautiful. Everyone has their own way of expressing themselves. Okay. So on. Ha! So we know there's at least 6 different ones, and that's okay. Now we know. Okay, man. You gonna warm up a bit? Or have you been singing today?
I've normal music class.
Cool. Okay, so you feel pretty warmed up. You wanna just try it out and see what's going on? Sure. Ready?
I know my Redeemer lives. What comfort this His sentence gives. That
Right?
He lives, His Spirit is what is dead. He lives Okay, this is the wrong one.
That's not it? Oh no! So there's 7. Well, I know when I looked it up on that lovely website that you suggested, there's a lot of versions of it.
There are. It's a little frustrating. Okay. Representative text. Harmony.org. I know that my Redeemer lives. What a comfort the sweet times gives. He lives, who once was dead. He lives, my everlasting God. Oh, no, that's not it either. My bad.
What's the text? I know that my Redeemer lives. What comfort this sweet sentence gives. He lives, who once was dead. He lives, my ever-living head. Does that sound about right?
I know it. This the song that we're looking at right now is one high scale. It's not fluctuating. The one I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe we'll just have to find a different song that's fluctuates.
Okay.
Because there's nowhere to be found.
This one, I mean, I don't think we sung this one. He lives to bless me with his love. He lives to find me.
That is one for our Easter program. That's one of the songs you guys sing. We have two different kinds. We have the hymn version and then that version.
Gotcha. Is this the one, so like this one that has this melody, is that about what you're thinking, how it goes from low to high? A little bit?
Kind of, but the one I was thinking about goes farther down.
So it's even further in your chest?
Yeah, where it feels like I really have to dig into it.
Aha, gotcha. Okay.
So if you know another song that does that, I mean, that would work.
What's another, so actually that website was quite useful. So if we jump back to some of these hymns, can you think of a hymn?
Which website?
Actually, I looked at the one you were the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the one that you were
Okay.
on.
Yeah.
And they had a wonderful hymn library. Is there a hymn that you like that maybe resembles what you're kind of working on with that song? Otherwise, we can just pull out one of our other ones we've been doing and kind of play with some of those.
I don't know, you can pick one.
That's a dangerous thing to do. Dangerous thing to do. What was the one we were working on last week? Because it had some low notes.
Jesus, no.
The Lord, I lift your name on high. We were working on that one. And
Yeah,
that one
that's
goes. It doesn't go terribly low,
It doesn't.
but Christ the Lord is risen today has some of those that kind of dips down lower and whatnot. The one you were gonna do for graduation.
Jesus Martin. That one is in the same spot. That one's really easy to sing.
So that one feels comfy.
Mm-hmm.
That one doesn't feel like it's too loud. Let's play. Let's do something a little different then. Kind of talk about that area. Maybe we can use some warm-ups for this. So we're gonna do a little experiment. So we're gonna start a little higher, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. But I want you to think like it's like a slide. And it's gonna kind of stay like this. Does that make sense? The slide comes this way, right? Good job. Very good. Do you feel the switch? Which is just fine. So now as you're switching and as you're going down, let it live right there and try not to let it go, oh, like the chest one, right? It's going to live in that speaky spot,
So
okay?
don't let it switch.
Don't let, oh, so there's 3 switches we have. Up here, that's totally your head voice, right? Where you were in that mix, that really beautiful mix. What we're going to keep it from doing is, do you hear the 3rd switch? Which is where I let it go really in my throat and in my chest. Because if I try to do that when I'm singing and I go back up high, it's like trying to carry a backpack full of rocks. It's really heavy. So I start right here. Ready? Good job. Right, there G. I mean, that's pretty low. Does your hem go down that low? So it's really low.
Yeah, because it's really uncomfortable for me.
I could
Even when I go to my chest voice, it's a little
it still
uncomfortable.
feels, because that's pretty low.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
low.
Again, since I'm staying with other people, it can't be changed to my, level.
Right. To where it feels comfy and everything. Since you are singing with other people, knowing it's that low, I don't think you need to feel like you need to push super much. Tell me about this hymn. Does it just kind of live there for a few notes and then it goes up high?
Mm-hmm.
So I think a good thing, let it live down here and then it's easier to jump back up. So let's do this. Let's do that little experiment. We're going to go. So that's do, do. It's an octave, so I went G to G. So nice and light. Ready? We're going to jump up. Yeah, feel how it lives on this side and not like.
It's
Yeah.
definitely down in my throat area by my chest.
Absolutely. And since it's that low, I mean, really, we can't sing those notes anywhere else. Especially as like a young female singer, a young soprano, we cannot. It's going to be a little down here, but we can sing this note, ah, which is really chesty and like really full of what we remember those chest particles we talked about. Or I can sing it, ah, which lives more up in here. It's not as in your face, but it's more comfortable when you can jump. Yeah?
That leads to another problem. So our music teacher, she has really been focusing on loudness. Because as a group, we kind of sing softly. So then she wants us to sing louder.
Okay.
So I kind of lead the group in that. And if I falter, they kind of falter.
You're a leader, Melita. Did you know that? That's lovely. So, for example, if that's the case, ma 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 ma. We're gonna practice quick switches, yeah. So I just say ma, and then start a ma down there, right? When I go to switch, I have to think of where that note is. So I know this note is like down here, right? And it's kind of down here, but this other note. So I have to visualize where that note's gonna be.
Okay.
Right? So we're gonna ma 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 ma. Okay, right? Ma 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 ma.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay, right? Ma 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 ma. Yeah. We're gonna have to think like, ooh, where does that live? If it was an actual physical thing, where does it live up there? One more time, ready? Ma 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 ma. Good job. Good job.
Oh, sorry.
You're ready to jump. That's lovely. But it's definitely I live in this part, I live in this part, I live in this part, I live in this part. Right? So what's the difference? We're going to do it a different way and play with this feeling. So if we connect it, let's feel how it feels, right? So we're going to go ma 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 ma. We're going to slide to it. So we're not going to take a break. We're going to imagine we're like stretching a rubber band to it, okay? Just to feel how it feels, right? Ma 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 ma.
That's a little difficult.
Absolutely. It's because we're carrying so much heaviness in the bottom, and we try to take it up high, and our poor throat's like, what are you doing? So that's why visualizing where it lives up top makes life easier, right? You know what's a good one for this? Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace tends to kind of live a little lower. I wonder, okay, that's in G. I wonder if we can find it in like E. Hold on. I wouldn't doubt that it lives somewhere in the world because Amazing Grace is farther than anything. So if we did, you kind of know the melody, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we did like, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but so it kind of lives down there, right? Kind of lowish like that. How did that feel?
At points, it was a little bit of a stretch.
It felt stretchy, right? So, could you identify those spots for me? Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Okay,
That
right.
saved a wretch.
Like me, right? That little spot that saved a wretch like me. What if we figure out like that? That's that moment where we figure out where it lives different. You know what I mean? Let's try it out, right? Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. So you can think of it that way, where you're visualizing that jump and where that lives. Sometimes when we think of notes living in a physical space, it helps our body change to where we need to go. That makes sense. What about that was pretty low. Is that about where that hymn lives?
Mm-hmm.
It lives way down there. Okay. What song is it? You don't know. I'm asking myself. What are some other hymns you can think of? Because we can usually find them in different keys. What's your favorite one you sing at church?
My favorite is Above All, but that's not really that low.
Is that hymn? Yes. Is that the one that goes?
Above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things.
Is that one sit more in the higher part of your voice?
So that's not really.
We can find it down. So that's in G. So E. What if we did E flat? E flat. E flat. Let's see if we can find it. Sometimes we can find these things. So like. It's low, right? Right? So when we're playing with that, that's really low. I took you really, really low on purpose. So if we're singing super like that, it's just gonna bottom out. You know what I mean? Now what if we took it, so I'm gonna go back to this one. This one was in G. So this one's gonna be a little higher than when we did, not terribly much. But above all, so we're in this key right here. Ready? Above all spots are a little stretchy.
Yeah, I was on Crucified Lay Behind a Stone. I wasn't sure if I should keep where I was singing the whole time in my speaky voice or go up. So it felt like I should go up because it felt strange.
I liked your choice. I think the choice that you made was really good. How you figured out how to manage that because
Move
that
up.
felt more comfortable.
Yeah, moving up.
Well, and that's definitely one of those spots that if you kept singing it, it would become more easy in that kind of stretchy spot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it would always have just a little bit of to it, you know, and that's right at the top of that spot.
And I also want to stay in there because you took the fall off on me. That goes down back into my speaky spot.
Exactly. Thinking of like that whole teeter-totter thing.
Okay,
Right.
so it's okay to go up.
I think you caught something really important, which is really cool. When you kind of look at the whole context of the song, where does your voice more sit? And you figured out your voice really tends to sit more in that spot,
Mm-hmm.
and you just kind of stretch out once in a while.
Yeah, that's
Right.
why it's so. One reason I like it.
So let's do an experiment. Okay, we're gonna like be super brave, and what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna sing a little louder. I know you can be loud. So, but here's my goal for you. We're gonna sing it thinking loud as in a big round giant ball and not loud as in megaphone. So what I don't want you to do is go push. I want you to think more like fill the whole room. Does that make sense?
I can try.
I know you can do it. So, ready? So, thank you for being brave and doing that. What I want you to tell me now is knowing you projected and you sang out. Tell me what you felt and what changed.
Fuller?
Yeah?
I mean, I was thinking about being full.
Very good, exactly. Because actually being full has, people can hear that better than thinking of just being loud. Because they get a better pitch when we think full. Like a giant fat raindrop is what I think of when I think of singing full, right? What else did you feel while you were singing? Did you feel any difference when you jumped? What about that crucified spot?
I didn't transition like I was supposed to.
Or-
I stayed in the speaky voice and it felt strange again.
That's okay. So here's the deal. So like we noticed, so we're doing an experiment right now. You noticed that when you stayed in that speaky voice, when you sang louder, that spot felt very different. So when it felt strained, we can troubleshoot that. When we're feeling that strain, we can do two big things. One is we got to get a different breath. Like we're going to get under the note, like we're going to lift something really heavy. Like if you have to lift a feed sack for your horse, or something like a hay sack or something really heavy, right? Got to get under it. So we can do that. The second thing is, remember how we kind of talked about singing up high like that? Is almost like you're talking at the other end of something, right? That kind of feeling, right? So that's why right there, crucified is going to feel like, ha! That feeling. So it's an open feeling rather than a tight feeling. Do you think we can replicate those two things?
I hope so.
I think we can. Let's do something. So you jump an octave. You're right here, right? There's no way to measure what you're worth. And then we have to go. Yeah, which is an octave. It's okay. We got this. But what we got to do is that moment, we got to set ourselves up for success. So, how do we do that? You're going to get under it. Worth. I'm thinking my low tummy. I'm thinking like, I'm going to pick up a note that's really heavy, right? So instead of crew, I'm going to think crew. Do you feel the difference? I got to send more air, more energy, open, but I can't think crew.
The problem is you're holding out worth, and then so you don't really have time to take breath.
Good. Cut it off. Cut it off. You actually supposed to have 2 beats of a rest right there, technically.
Okay.
Technically. And I know that's a cool moment, right? But if we got to have time to set ourselves up for success, we're going to take it. So we can make sure we make it to them. So can we start? How about, there's no time to measure what you're worth.
There's no way. Wait,
And then we're going to jump up to, yes, there's no way to measure what you're worth. And then we're going to grab that big old energy and grab that note. You got it. I have every faith you can do it. Here we go. Ready?
There's no way to measure what you
Here we go. Something heavy. Ready? You started that perfect. That was different. Did it feel different?
Yes.
Okay.
It didn't feel as strange weirdly.
No. So let's do it again. That was right.
And it didn't feel so strange that I continued like behind a stone instead of switching.
Because when you started it with that good strength and that good spot, you could carry it all the way through. Good. Okay. Now don't be afraid. You need to get your body involved. Get your body involved. This is why I have this shade over here on my door. I do weird things when I'm practicing because I want to get my body helping me do what I need to do. So I might be like doing squats or doing wall sits or something strange. People look at you weird through the window when I help. But, so I want you to feel free. Crucified. Our legs can be really helpful when we sing. They help us get the rest of our body involved and not just feel like we're ahead doing things. Yeah? Okay. There's no way. We're going to do it again. There's no way to measure.